My name is David Mckay. I am the founder of Mining MX and I'm a writer for Finweek. Probably the first thing that we'll be looking for in 2015 is activity on the precious metal sector. So with platinum in particular, there's a lot of restructuring in the sector that was deferred. A lot of companies are seeking to guts out the current price environment, but we fully expect there will be restructuring in the course of 2015. Particular attention will be on Impala Platinum, which in February will outline details of its restructuring plans. It may defer capital projects. Looming has held back on retrenchments in 2014 to see again if it can survive the difficult conditions, and also because there was pressure on the company to perhaps save jobs as a way of protecting itself from labour strikes and that kind of thing. It's highly possible, though, they'll revisit their staffing complement, and there could be cuts there as well. And then, of course, the big elephant in the room is Anglo-American Platinum, which said in 2013 it was going to sell its Rustenburg operations, gave itself a 2-year window to complete that. 2015 is where we expect to see some activity on the sale front, as well as its joint venture involvement with Looming and Atlatsa Resources. That's the platinum side of the story. Then, in terms of the gold sector, the sector's been under huge pressure because of the dollar price of the metal. At a price anywhere below $1,200 an ounce, there's a real chance of further restructuring at Harmony Gold. And AngloGold Ashanti has also announced that it wants to cut jobs, slim back on the cost pressures a little bit in order to ease its own balance sheet issues. The last 2.5 to 3 years in the South African mining sector has been typified by labour disruption, perhaps magnified in the events of August 2012 with the Marikana tragedy. The fallout from that process is continuing apace. In 2015, what we'll be looking at is the mid-year gold sector wage negotiations. What will be interesting in that round of negotiations is this where AMCU is at this stage, and its leader, Joseph Matunjwa. AMCU has, its power block really is in the platinum sector, but it is making inroads into the gold sector and has had ambitions to call out secondary strikes in the gold sector in the past until they were stopped by the Labour court. So by about May or so, we'll have a good idea as to how much strength AMCU has amongst the gold industry in terms of membership, and whether it's going to join central bargaining discussions. Or the way things work at the moment is in the platinum sector, each company negotiates on its own. In the gold sector, there's central bargaining. So will AMCO join the central bargaining process, or will it continues to be this perennial wolf at the door and work from the outside? Set against the background of disruption in COSATU and the findings of the Falu Commission, 2015 is going to be an extremely volatile and liquid environment for labour relations. March 2015 represents the deadline where mining companies have to comply with the strictures of the mining charter. The headline thing to look at here is the 26% equity ownership by black-owned entities. So we'll have a good sense as to how many companies have complied. We'll also be looking to see how government intends to take black economic empowerment forward in the mining sector. Will there be an increase in targets or a renewal of the mining charter? Now, talking of government, the fate of Eskom will be crucially important in 2015. Now, Eskom, as we all know, is a state-owned company and is supported by its single shareholder, the government. But as a company, it's in bad shape. The biggest issue with Eskom is its balance sheet. It actually is raising debt in order to pay off debt and interest elsewhere on the balance sheet. And it ends up with less cash than it started at the beginning of each, whatever financial year you may be looking at. Government has announced its intention to step in and to provide some financial support to Eskom. but its ability to control its own costs and efficiencies, its ability to deliver on projects, most notably Medupi and Kusile, which is going to contribute about 9,000 megawatts to the grid, will be under huge scrutiny in 2015 and going forward.